You probably have an eager to speed up things. You probably have this inner feeling of that you want things to go quicker than it does. You maybe want some certain type of progress. You want to level up faster. So we're going to talk about the fastest way to level up. Okay, the fastest way to level up. And I'm going to talk about the a little bit more subtle, weird things we do to level up. Okay, so I love this subject. This is one of my favorite subjects, and this is also something which I love because I've been facing a lot of resistance before, and I've been feeling many times that I'm standstill, that I'm not making any type of progress, and yeah, I just love that type of feeling when everything releases, and when you are finally feeling that things start to rolling again, when you are just like, ah, it was this easy? Really? And sometimes you can have this kind of feeling that I'm so ready. I'm so ready for something new. I'm so ready to becoming more and more and more myself, more truer to myself, becoming better, becoming more high vibe, whatever it is, right? You might feel that, okay, there is something on the way. I feel it within that I'm ready. I'm so ready. But why isn't anything happening? It doesn't only have to be about internal growth. It can be that you're feeling that you're standstill in your job, or you're standstill in a certain type of relationship, or you're dating people and you don't not meeting the person that really fit you, or you're dating friends and you don't find the best friend for you, whatever it might be, right? So it can really be like this immaterial internal things, and it can also be the more material things. And as you probably guessed, we're going to talk about internally. What you can do internally, because that is what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about evolving spiritually as well. So, how can you level up faster? What are the weird ways for you to level up faster? The first thing I want to tell you is that start or stop, I would say, to use excuses and start to say because of. When we are in this kind of moment when we feel that we're not making any progress, we are stable, we are stuck, we even start to ask ourselves maybe like, why am I stuck? What is that holding me back? You know, all this kind of problem mentality. um, when we have that type of mentality, we get even more so like stagnated and just like stiff, and our mind gets stiff, everything gets stiff, right? And we start to use excuses. We start to use excuses that, yeah, I'm not growing in the way that I should, or I actually have difficulties with this because I have a history of not liking myself, or I have a history of that my parents never told me I'm good at anything. You know, we have all these type of excuses, and though that can be valid, though that can be true, that is totally okay. But when I used to say that, like, in the minute when we feel that we are done with what has happened to us, when we are done with our stories, when we have honored ourselves, valid ourselves, like make ourselves being seen in what has happened to us, in our experiences, then we should move on from it. It's meant to get to the surface, so we should move on from it. And in order for us to level up, in order for us to make this ball, the momentum, creating the momentum, leveling up faster and faster, we also have to let go of that. Because we can't continue to say like, this happens to me because of that, because we put ourselves in a position that then we are not able to do anything, then we are not able to grow just because of this, right? So instead of excusing yourself and telling yourself all these different type of reasons why you can't grow right now, why you don't have a progress right now, start to tell yourself that because of that I am like this, because of this has happened to me, I will go there. I will understand this. So let's say that it's, for instance, that you have awakened to the fact that you feel that you have difficulties in finding friends or networking with people, and also you get a little bit drained. So you are in that story that you're getting drained from other people, environments, your energies is draining, you have draining energies and stuff like that. You start to go around and say like that. So I can't work on my side hobbies or my future business or whatever in the end of the day when I am done from my other job, so to say, because I am so drained of energy. I'm so drained of energy, so that's why I can't do that. I'm not able to find friends, and I am not able to find the right contacts that I need that can support my journey, because I've never been good at it. I've always been socially awkward. I don't get it. I don't get it. I can't do small talk. Okay, so all of these different type of excuses that we're using is actually the excuses that are keeping you stuck, because you're literally telling yourself that you can't do it. So of course you will not make any kind of progress, right? Instead, say it, but say because of. I'm socially awkward. Because of that, I'm so fun. So people really want to spend time with me because they're having a blast. They're having so much fun being with me. I'm different. I'm different because I say things that maybe you should not say that because I'm socially awkward. Wow, I'm amazing, right? Start to use what you have and say, because of that, exactly because of that, is why I will level up, is why I will level up faster, is why I will have this growth, is why things will start to rolling, is why things are rolling right now, is why I create momentum, right? Start to use that. Start to use the argument why you are a perfect fit for what it is that you desire to grow in. Perfect fit. This lead into the next thing, which is about stories. So I told you about like what type of stories do we tell ourselves. So here we also need to tune into and ask ourselves, how can I tell aligned stories? So I made this example actually in one of my other videos for a while ago. I think it was in the live. So I was talking about that I noticed recently that I tell myself that I'm slow. And I compare myself with other people in my life and always told myself that I'm a slow, like reflecting, I need to reflect so much, I'm slow in making a change, I'm slow in this and that. And that is actually not true. First and foremost, I'm quite actually very quick. And the other part is that because I felt an inner need of speeding up things, speeding up in order for me to slow down, speeding up to just be like my high functioning, like I don't know, right, how I can explain this better, but I just felt like, okay, I want to get into my speed because I have a certain type of frequency which I haven't tapped into before, because I've been more on the passive side and more on the not using my energies to the best, right? But now when I really know how to utilize those, I also feel that, wow, I want to get into my frequency, my speed frequency in a way, right? So I told myself that I'm slow. Because of that, I need to reflect so much. Because of, again, because of, but I also told those type of stories. So I have started to tell myself that I like speed. I've started to tell myself and others as well that, I'm very quick at things. I'm very quick. I grow quick. And I find this is important in the beginning when we do this, like elevating our mind and do this for ourselves. It's important to also do things that feel very true to you and are true to you, and find those pieces first. Find those so you don't feel that it is fake or anything like that. You're just boosting yourself for what you are, right? I look through like in what way am I quick? And I actually know that I'm very quick when it comes to something internal. When I get an idea, when I get a thought, when I get a certain type of awareness, understanding, I'm very, very, very quick in changing that. If I get an energy that is draining one way or another, I'm very, very quick in changing that, transforming that. That is just how I function. That is what my expertise is. I'm very good at that, okay? That is like a skill I have. So I found all those different type of things. So I started to say that, I'm very quick in this because I know that in my core that I am. I feel that I am. For me, I don't need to compare myself with anybody else. For me, I am quick, okay? So then I start to say like that, I'm quick in this. And then I can apply to things that I want to be a little bit quicker in. So I can say like, you know what? I'm actually quite of a quick person. So let's try this out. Let's try it if I can be a little bit quicker waking up in the morning or whatever it might be, right? So find the ways how you can tell aligned stories. Tell stories that align to that version, that becoming that you want to be, so that you can level up faster, okay? That is what we want for you. I have 3 more things that I want to talk with you about today. So one is about taking decisions. So in order for you to level up faster, you have to be able to take decisions, and you have to enjoy your decisions. So if you have watched my video about questioning yourself, something like that, that is about hesitation and doubt. And this is something which I have myself been like tended to have difficulties in, actually. So I hesitated a lot, and I still have those tendencies. That is one of the things that is maybe like ingrained in my self-esteem. So I sometimes take a decision, and then I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between those decisions so long until that day. So let's say I'm going to a party. I'm deciding for going for that party, and then I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until that party. I'm so tired, first and foremost, when that party starts a week later. Because I've been thinking so much about, should I go, should I not go, do I feel for this, should I not feel for this, which is great. It's good to, you know, feel into that. I'm also emotional authority, but it isn't helpful, right? Just to tell you, so that you understand, before when I noticed that I had difficulties in taking decisions, I actually took a timer on myself one time. I didn't write a list. I went to the shopping mall. I just did this to test myself, you know. I went around, had a good time, you know. I get into my energies. It took me 40 minutes to buy 5 products. 40 minutes to buy 5 products. And that is when I realized, like, if I do this with buying food, what do I do it with that else? And from that point, I have really becoming better and better and better in taking decisions. And today I am like paying attention to the number 2 in here. So when we learn how to take decisions, we also need to own our decision. We also need to enjoy our decision. So every time I'm taking a decision, let's say, for instance, it's like I'm going to a ceremony. So I want to go to the ceremony, I'm going to the ceremony, I have a certain type of things to prepare for that ceremony, right? So what I do is that I take the decision, yeah, I'm going to the ceremony. And I'm going to love every second of this decision. I love this one because it's so fun also. I'm going to enjoy every second of this decision. So when I went to a certain ceremony for 2 weeks ago or something, I was about to make raw balls to that ceremony. So it's like, I'm going to enjoy these raw balls, making these raw balls, sending love, charging them with love. So everybody will just like, oh, I feel so good when they eat these raw balls, you know? All of that, for me, I love that kind of mind candy, so to say. Like, it feels so good. And then I was like, okay, now I'm going to like, what do I feel for? How do I feel the most comfortable, most nice? What kind of outfit do I want? Okay, I want this one. Yeah, I'm gonna love that I chose this outfit. Okay, so you can really go into it. You can really, really go into it. And I love to do that in the beginning when I'm changing something with myself. I love to really amplify it. Amplification is amazing. I love the amplification processes of things because it's fun, it's playful, and why not? You know, why not? So learn how to take decisions and learn how to enjoy and fully embrace the decisions. Love everything about that decision, because then you focus your mind on the decision instead of, or was it a better decision to not go? Is it a better decision to, you know, you're just like, oh, this is so fun. Oh, this is so great. Oh, you know, that is how you level up faster. Because you decide, you go for that decision and you go straight forward it. You don't jump here and then there and then there and then there and coming out of it and being just so tired. So maybe if you're there, then you're stagnating again because you need to charge your energies, right? No. When you're taking your decision, you go forward it, you love it, enjoy it, so you have such a high vibe, so you can continue on that one, right? And that's why you are leveling up faster when you learn how to take decisions quick and learn to enjoy your decisions. This leads into a little bit this as well, so I'm not going to talk about it so much, but having empowered questions. This is also in that video where I talked about how we can question ourselves. Because sometimes when we question ourselves, especially if we are a little bit low that day or if we don't feel so good about ourselves that day and so forth, we can start to ask ourselves questions. We ask ourselves questions like, why did I do this? Why did I do this again? Oh, I'm always so embarrassing when I'm talking too much. I'm always like, we're going into that kind of zone, right? So what we want to do instead, in order for us to not question ourselves, because when we question ourselves, we hesitate and we stand still. We go a little bit forward and then a little bit backward and a little bit forward. You see what happens? We are just here. We're just here all the time. So if you notice that you have some lack of progress, if you notice that you don't have this like forward going, not creating momentum, not in progress, that might be because you're actually not walking anywhere. Energetically, physically, you're not walking anywhere. You're just standing still. That's why you're standing still, right? So here we need to work with empowering questions. Empowering questions such as, oh, I wonder what fun this will give me. Since I'm amazing at this, wonder if I can actually also create this. How can I get more of what it is that I want? How can I attract more? Not how I can attract this, because that is lack, right? How can I attract more? I'm telling that I'm already having it. How can I attract more? What's the solution here? Can I look at this situation in a different way? Can I find an alternative way? With my creativity, can I find an alternative way that maybe feels even more fun, pleasurable, easy, right? Start to find the empowering questions that help you to be even more empowered, be more sure, being more just straightforward. That's the fastest way to level up. This is the fastest way to level up. It's a weird way, but it's the fastest way. It's actually not that weird when we're thinking about it, but it maybe sound a little bit weird in the beginning. And the last one, really favorite. Okay, I don't know why I kept it for last, because this is so important. I should have had that first. But anyhow, congratulations for those who are still here. So in order for us, like the fastest way for us to level up, the fastest way for us to create momentum, the fastest way for us to not feel that we are stuck, not feel that we are lacking progress, is to get out of struggle mode. What I notice with myself every single time when I'm in resistant mode, every single time when I'm not really get it right there, and also what I get a lot of questions, I read a lot about in different forums and stuff, so forth. We feel that we are stuck because we are continue to beat the resistance, right? Continue to be like that. So let's say, for example, that you want to learn how to meditate, or you want some questions in your meditation. So you're asking the same question over and over and over again. Then you keep on being silent. You don't receive any answers. You continue to don't receive any answers. You continue to don't receive any answers. You see, my energy gets even more so forceful, even more like, I need an answer now. Why can't I just get an answer? Why can't I just get an answer? I'm not asking, we're getting into that kind of zone. We are actually approaching the situation with a struggle mindset. We're approaching the situation with a force. We're approaching the situation with a blocked mental state in one way or another. We don't see the full picture. We are tunnel visioned. Every single time when I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, what am I doing now? What am I doing? I'm forcing now. Or why do I ask the same question over and over again? I don't receive an answer, so why do I do that? Why do I keep on looking for the same information over and over again? YouTube video after YouTube video, I don't receive the answers. What is happening? Can it be either that I need to do something else, right? That can be the case. Or can it also be that maybe I need to do something else, but the most important part right now is that I need to change my state? Can it be that I have actually a lot of frustration, a lot of irritation, a lot of maybe anxiety even? I have a lot of, these emotions that are keeping me away from the solution, keeping me away from the answer, keeping me away from faster leveling up, keeping me away from growing faster, right? That is the thing, like every single time when I notice that within myself and I say like, hey, no, I'll leave this for how long it takes. If it takes 1 minute or 15 days, I will not search another thing. I will not ask the same question again. I will not prompt myself to sit in meditation one more day if I have this frequency, because I can solve with this frequency. And normally it takes up to a couple of minutes to a couple of hours if I have a lot of resistance to release that big resistance. when I changed my state. That's why I said, like, I should have said that this in the beginning, because it's so important. As an example, if I meet a friend and I am having a very negative tone, I'm annoyed about things, the friend will also be annoyed and start to feel a little bit negative as well, right? Normally that happens. That is the same for if you're approaching a certain task in that kind of setting or whatever it might be. We are not receiving. If you're asking yourself, like, why don't I get a response from my higher self? Why isn't my guides responding to me? Why don't I see the signs that I've seen from before? Why do I don't get the answers from within? Why don't I receive the answers from me? Why don't I receive great ideas? I'm focusing so much to receiving the idea. I'm focusing so much on getting progress. Why don't I get it? Because you are in this excessive, like, holding on to, controlling energy. And from that, it can't bloom. It can't bloom. You have to get out of it. You have to get playful, easy, funny. You have to do whatever it is that you can so that you feel much more lighten up. And when you feel much more lighten up, then is when the resistance, like in the second, the resistance happens for me every time. Every time. And every time that happens, I talk with my partner, just like, now this happened again. I pushed, I forced, okay, I'm learning, I'm practicing this, because sometimes it is a practice, right? And then I just like, and you know what? It released directly. That's why I know, because I'm paying so much attention to it. I know that every time it takes a couple of minutes until a couple of hours, and then my resistance is gone and I can move forward. So that's the fastest way of leveling up. And I want to end with that for today. If you also want to go deeper into resistance, if you want to go deeper into creating more ease and contentment in your life, I have a brand new package called Struggle Free. This is a package for you if you feel that you're experiencing a lot of resistance in your life, if you are feeling like you having lack of progress, or that you're doing a little bit progress and then it stands still, a little bit progress again and stand still. I know how it is, and that's why I think it's so fun package, because it's so fun to work with how we can normalize ease and how we can normalize contentment into our lives instead, and have a little bit more fun on the way while we are growing as human beings, right? So you have all the information down below to book an information call with me to see if we are a great fit for each other in that coaching. And yeah, hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that this was helpful. Write it down a note and have it, so when you feel that you're in struggle, when you feel that you're in resistance, go back to it and just like, okay, should I try something out there? Try it out and let me know if it helped or not. Also give your ideas so we all can share ideas with each other. And also, if you have any questions or something like that, you can also ask it in the comments, and I will pick it up in future video or so if I feel that I can answer that one. So yeah, keep on listening to your Within Talks. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. Have fun, playful days, and a lot of ease in your days. Okay, bye bye.